What's up, sisters? It's your boy, Beef, and welcome back to the channel for another week of incredible new mods for Baldur's Gate 3. We have some absolutely insane mods to cover this week, from unbelievable new playable races and subclasses, to equipment packs, and even a brand new custom campaign. Yes, you heard that right, we have the beginnings of the first custom campaign to hit Baldur's Gate 3. Before we get into it, thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, let me know by dropping a like, writing your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more Baldur's Gate 3 modding content. If you want to come hang out, talk BG3, mods, and play some games, I recently started a new Discord server, so come say hi, or else. But without further ado, let's get into the mods. So ever since Larian added official mod support for Baldur's Gate 3, the community for custom content has been absolutely exploding. Along with that, we've been receiving updates about some new custom campaigns that are in the works. This week, we got our first taste of a fully custom and explorable map filled with custom encounters, NPCs, quests, and dungeons. The Forsaken custom campaign by Squally DeBeans is set in the Warcraft universe, and this map features the Forsaken starting area of Tirisfal Glades, known as Death Knell. The campaign as a whole is in the very early stages of development, so this new area is a teaser of new content to come. When you start the campaign, you spawn in this little room in a sort of dungeon, and you can walk over to this casket and awaken some fallen heroes, basically just create your own hirelings. The way that you start this campaign is by having the mod installed, starting a new game, and instead of getting the cutscene, you will go straight into the character creator and then immediately pop up here. When you're done creating your characters, you run up the stairs, and before you know it, we are in Tirisfal Glades. We've got this guy here who is going to talk to us. We don't have any voice lines because, obviously, recording voice lines is a very arduous process and takes a lot of time and a lot of money. So this is hopefully something that we can see out of other campaigns in the future, possibly this one. We don't know yet, but regardless, we have these dialogue lines. I can't remember anything. Who are you? What has happened to me? We're talking to Undertaker Mordo. He's giving us a quest here, and we say, I will. And now we are free to walk around Tirisfal Glades. This is a really, really cool area that I actually haven't explored myself until just right now. It's really nice and wide and open, and it honestly, as a World of Warcraft player, it feels just like Tirisfal Glades in a really interesting way. Ooh, we're saving. I think I know what that means. Death Knell. Here we are. We've got Executor Aaron, we've got Death Guard Oliver, we've got a bunch of NPCs here, we've got a waypoint for Death Knell Chapel. If we go ahead and come inside the chapel, we've got some NPCs hanging out in here. It's a little bit bare bones at the moment, but that is okay because we are going to give them some time to iron things out. Our Tieflings got a little bit of a weird tail right now. I don't know if I did that or what. As we keep moving through the town, we're going to find some other things to do. Like, for instance, we actually just came across a bunch of zombies. That's not very fun. My name is Goo because you will find out soon enough that I am playing as a ball of goo. I'm currently transformed into a tiefling. I'm really not going to play this too heavily through here. I just want to kind of show off all of this really cool map. It really just shows off the vibe of Tirisfal Glades. Very dark and gloomy, big open areas, really cool to explore. Even have a map for the new area that we can explore. Let's go... where? I don't know. There's so many places. I don't know where to go first. Holy crap, this is cool. I love this. This is like Baldur's Gate 3, but all over again, and we're playing through the Forsaken questline from, ooh, Berry Bush. Raspberries. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool, actually. Those weren't in regular Baldur's Gate 3. Uh-oh. Another combat encounter. Scarlet Convert. I just walked up on some random raiders. That's excellent. We're going to come on down here and talk to some guys like Executor Aaron. Who are you? I'm Executor Aaron. Speak with Shadow Priest Sarvis and the chapel. Return to me when the town is secure and you've proven more than a mindless wretch. How rude. I may have work for you then. Well, that's incredibly rude. I'm not a mindless wretch. I'm a tiefling, kind of. We're going to come in here, talk to Shadow Priest, because that's what he told us to do. Another of the Walking Dead, Must have been quite a shock, waking up in the crypt with only the cold and Mordo to greet you. I see the confusion on your face. Let me try to explain our situation to you. I remember nothing of my old life. What am I? How did this happen? There's just a bunch of really cool dialogue here. I feel the Dark Lady's presence. Ooh, the Lich King's army of the Scourge. Ah, that's scary. For the Forsaken. For the Forsaken. Let's go find the mine. I think it's up here. Bum, ba, da. Bum, ba, da. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, spiders. That's not good. Well, that's where the mine would be. Oh, I survived. Let's go check out that mine. Oh, we got a mine. This is cool. Nice. With a well. What is there to see in here? Ooh, this way. Uh-oh. Oh, damn it. More spiders. Okay. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Let's go ahead and move on to the other mods now. All right, so now that we have gone over that insanely huge new mod, let's dive into some mods to play within the normal Baldur's Gate 3 world of Faerun. Our next 4 mods add 3 new playable races and a selection of new sub-races into your game. Have you ever wanted to play as a giant bird? First up, we have Aarakocra by Mirri's Mods. Aarakocra are a race of humanoid bird people. If you've seen the Dungeons & Dragons movie Honor Among Thieves, you might remember Jonathan. He's an Aarakocra. This playable race adds the winged birdmen into your game so you can fly around the world of Faerun, squawking and pecking away at your enemies. We get access to a bunch of cool abilities, like obviously we have wings here and we can fly as a result of that. We have Gale, beat your majestic wings to create a gust that knocks creatures back 5 meters and it makes them fall prone with a strength save. And we have Talons, which is a 2d8 slashing ability with our mighty claws. However, maybe birds aren't your thing, but you're really into cats. Also created by Mirri's Mods, we have Mirri's Playable Cats. This is a mod that's been on the Larian Mod Manager for a little while now, but it recently got a massive update to add the widely adored Tabaxi race into the game as a playable race. Meow. This is a super cool race to play around with, just don't knock all the loot off the tables, please. We start with some cool actions like meow, and we have Cat Claws, which does 1d4 plus 2 slashing damage. You must be unarmed in order to complete these. We have Stride, which increases our movement speed by 9 meters until long rest, and we have Dark Vision up to 12 meters, which is really cool. As you can see here, I am a little bit of a kitty cat person. I have kind of a panther face, kind of doggy, but kind of panthery. I like it. It's a little interesting, a little goofy, but you know, it's a cat person. What do you expect? They're always kind of goofy looking. I remember one of my first characters that I played in Skyrim back in the day was a Khajiit rogue, and it was absolutely nasty, and he looked pretty goofy too. So, I mean, that's kind of what you get when you play as cat people. We do have the option to change the fur color of our kitty cat here, and we can do dark, we can do light, we can do mostly shades of brown and yellow, things like that, things that are common cat hair colors, but they all look a little bit leopardy, which is really cool. Okay, so maybe bird people and cat people aren't your thing, but what about a sentient blob of jelly? Is that weird enough for you? 5e Plasmoid Race by Eclipse adds a playable mound of ooze so you can slip, slide, and goo your way through Faerun. How do you even tadpole a blob of ooze? I have no idea, but certainly someone has some ideas. Although your primary form is that of a limbless, oozing blob of jelly, you have the ability to shape yourself if you want to take on a more humanoid form. You'll also gain access to Dark Vision, Natural Resilience, which makes you resistant to acid and poison damage, and you'll also get the amorphous feature, meaning that you can't be shoved, pushed, or thrown, because really, you're just a big ball of goo. Yucky! I'm just gonna have this ball of ooze follow me around for the rest of the video. That sounds fun, right? On a slightly less gross note, we have Mordenkainen's Tome of Tieflings by Divaroma, which adds the remaining subraces of Tieflings from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. With this mod, you'll have access to the Balzabul Tieflings, Despotter Tieflings, Fierna Tieflings, Glacia, Levistus, and Mammon Tieflings. Each of these subraces features a unique combination of spells and abilities that you'll learn as you level up, similar to the base Tieflings in the game. The Balzabul Tieflings will start with Thaumaturgy, while Despotter will also start with Thaumaturgy. The Fierna will start with the Friends cantrip, Glacia starts with Minor Illusion, Levistus gets the Ray of Frost, and the Mammon Tieflings get Mage Hand. As you continue to level up, you'll get access to a range of different abilities that are really cool and just allow you to play as a different type of Tiefling, mostly for your role-playing purposes. Next Next up, we have a couple of new classes and subclasses to go over. Demigods Rebirthed by Dean Enterprise adds the new Demigod class, featuring 3 subclasses based on the Greek mythological pantheon. As an heir of Zeus, you channel the power of the storm to inflict lightning and thunder damage on your foes. As an heir of Poseidon, you embody the might of the seas, healing allies and executing battlefield control. And as an heir of Hades, you utilize the powers of shadows and death to inflict harm upon those who defy you. What makes this mod even better is that it comes with over 50 new custom spells to make you feel like a true powerhouse. This mod is a work in progress as the mod author continues to add more content beyond level 6 and even new subclasses based on the other Greek gods. The Heir of Hades starts with some custom spells including Soul Feed, which does 1d8 necrotic damage, feeding on the soul of an enemy, regaining HP equal to half the damage dealt. Mark of the Dead, mark an enemy with an underworld curse. When they are attacked, they take an additional 1d6 damage. Soul Burn, burn the souls of targets in a 6-foot radius, leaving them burning for 2 turns. Shadow Shroud, cloak yourself in the darkness of the underworld, become invisible for 3 turns, and inflict wounds, which is pretty standard to the normal game. We also have the custom subclass feature, Death's Door. When you drop below half your max HP, you deal 1d4 extra necrotic damage each attack. Really cool. The Heir of Poseidon will start with Tidal Smite, a 1d12 cold damage ability. Imbue your weapon with the power of the ocean and strike a target. That's really fun. We have Poseidon's Favor, a passive buff until long rest that uses a Godspark charge. Call upon the blessings of the sea to bolster yourself or an ally. Grant 10 temporary hit points plus the target's wisdom modifier. Crushing Wave does 2d6 cold damage. Release a devastating wave, damaging and pushing back all in its path, leaving enemies prone. Rain Cloud, conjure a small cloud of rain. It is permanent with a bonus action and has a big range. And our custom subclass feature, the ocean's endless energy flows through you, granting you enhanced vitality. When standing in water, you heal each turn equal to your wisdom modifier and don't provoke opportunity attacks. Really cool. The Heir of Zeus will start with Lightning Bolt, which strikes a target with a small lightning bolt if the target is wearing a metal armor. Deal bonus damage equal to your wisdom proficiency bonus. Thunderous Voice, amplify your voice with divine authority, intimidating nearby enemies. All creatures within must make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened until the end of your next turn. Static Surge, use the static around 3 targets to increase/decrease their movement speed depending if they're an ally or enemy for 3 turns. And Storm Touched, which is the passive feature. Your connection to the storm makes you resistant to lightning damage. Additionally, your melee weapon attacks deal an extra 1 lightning damage on a hit. Next up, we have a subclass from D&D 5th edition, the Oath of the Glory Paladin by Tepkinset. Quote, Paladins who take the Oath of Glory believe they and their companions are destined to achieve glory through deeds of heroism. They train diligently and encourage their companions so they're all ready when destiny calls. This subclass learns to cast Guiding Bolt and Heroism at level 3, Enhance Ability and Magic Weapon at level 5, and Haste and Protection from Energy at level 9. You have 2 choices for channeling your oath. Peerless Athlete grants you advantage on both strength and dexterity check, while Inspiring Smite allows you to spread temporary hit points to your allies after dealing damage with a Divine Smite. At level 7, the Aura of Alacrity will increase you and your nearby allies' movement speed by 10 feet, which is really awesome. Next on our list, we have a couple of new equipment mods to spice up your playthroughs. Might and Metal Fighter Equipment by Graphic Fade is the next addition to Fade's equipment distribution, which adds 30 new pieces of armor, jewelry, and weapons seamlessly spread out across the game for you to find and incorporate into your builds. This mod adds equipment specifically designed for your fighter class characters, increasing their martial prowess in ways that you never expected. I have a chest here containing all of the items for us to go ahead and take a look at. If we see here, we have the Act 1 items, including the Ring of Deflection. The ring allows you to anticipate and deflect an incoming melee weapon attack, reducing its damage by 1d4 plus your Constitution modifier. We have the Cloak of the Patient Warrior. When an enemy attacks you, their subsequent attacks against you suffer a -2 penalty until the start of their next turn. We have a cool shield, the Shield of the Spiked Shell. The shield erupts with defensive energy at the start of combat, granting you temporary hit points equal to twice your character level. When these temporary hit points are depleted, the shield unleashes an explosive barrage of scales in a 3-meter radius, dealing 2d6 slashing damage and possibly inflicting bleed for 2 turns, as well as the Sword of the Sundering Strike. Your attacks with this weapon have a 10% chance to apply weakened defenses until the end of its turn. The Act 2 equipment also has some really cool items in here, like the Shadow Cursed Battle Axe. Your attacks with this weapon have a 15% chance to apply Rending Shadow for 3 turns. What exactly is Rending Shadow? Armor class is reduced by 2, and you take 1d8 necrotic damage at the end of each turn. Interesting. We have the legendary shield, the Aegis of the Unflinching Guardian. The Aegis bolsters your resolve, rendering you immune to becoming prone. That's really nice. A protective aura emanates from the Aegis, extending to all friendly creatures within 3 meters of you. These allies gain a +1 bonus to armor class, and you also have the Abjuration cantrip, Deflection Field. We have access to the Helm of the Fearless, you cannot be frightened, and you have Intimidating Shout. We have the Golden Cloak of Resilience, the Boots of the Ironclad Champion, the Gauntlets of Battle Fury, and each of these have a bunch of really cool passives available to them. I don't want to go over all of them because I could be here for 30 minutes talking about them. We have the Ring of the Enduring Warrior, the Amulet of the Deathless, which gives you the Defiance of Death. We have Cloak of the Last Stand. We have the Gauntlets of Calculated Carnage, the Scimitar of the Infernal Kiss. That thing looks absolutely crazy. When attacking a bleeding target, Scimitar inflicts the target with Hellfire's Grasp. This burning affliction cauterizes the wound, removing the bleeding condition. That's really cool. And we have the Battle Axe of the Sundering Blow. Attacks this weapon have a 20% chance to apply Sundered for 3 turns. These are just really cool, and I always get excited when I see a new pack from Graphic Fade because his items are always really awesome and have a nice balance of power, theme, and not being like too strong or too weak or anything like that. They feel like they are items that belong in the game. Next up, we have a really interesting mod that adds a brand new type of item into the game. Bells of Faerun by Pixel and Chamnik adds, well, bells into the game to augment your character builds. Bells are a magical wearable item that fits into your musical instrument slot, expanding its functionality. There are over 70 bells added to various locations throughout the game, featuring a variety of new bonuses and passive features. There are bells which increase damage with elemental cantrips, bells which increase your skills and your stats, bells that give you damage resistances, bells that give you spells, and bells that give you incredibly unique passive features. One that immediately caught my eye is the Handbell of the Dragon's Fury, which grants you advantage on attack rolls, but you become vulnerable to slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning damage. Talk about high risk, high reward. Even more, these bells can be upgraded using various materials that you'll find throughout the land of Faerun. As you make your way through the game with this mod installed, you'll find both resonant and ethereal shards, which you can use to upgrade the power of your bell's passive abilities. Anything that can be upgraded will have this little tooltip here that says upgradable, and it'll tell you whether it's a resonant shard or an ethereal shard, so that you can go ahead and apply the proper item. Even more, this mod includes a secret hidden quest line that will lead you to a powerful legendary bell. How cool is this? Seriously, most of your characters who aren't bards will basically always have an empty instrument slot, so why not fill it up with a cool new piece of upgradable gear to augment your builds and make yourself even more powerful? Next up, we have CL Instruments of Darkness Cleric Gear by Copper Leaves. If you ever wanted to play an evil cleric in service of a dark god, this is the armor pack for you. These armor sets are created to match the Death, Life, Light, Tempest, and the War Cleric playstyles, with styles and abilities crafted around service to either Baal, Lolth, Tiamat, or Vlaakith. These armors are fully dyeable, unlock new abilities as you level up, and are made to fit all body types. Hell yeah! Within the Ballast chest, we have a bunch of different items that all have very similar attributes, but have different cosmetics, so that you can fully customize your character's look, or you can go into the Ballast Death Domain armor kit and see that we have a bunch of stuff like the Death Domain Ballast Bra, Death Domain Ballast Skirt and Corset, the Ballast Collar and Shorts. We have the Death Domain Orin armor, Death Domain Ballast Oathbreaker armor, and a bunch of other things. We have the same thing for the Ballast Light Domain or Tempest or War Domain. We have similar things for Tiamat, Lothsworn, and Githyanki chest, and they all have different abilities that will just apply to their specific play styles, and I'll give you a bunch of different options. This week's selection of mods has been stacked from front to back, and our final mod is seriously no exception. NPC Redesign, Church of Shar by Azazel Was Taken implements a full visual overhaul to every single character present at the Lower City House of Grief and its underground cloister. This mod gives Shar's followers an insane gothic glow-up that makes them all look significantly more shadowy and ominous. Instead of mysterious cult, it's giving I'll steal your memories and your soul and look damn good while doing it. The original versions of all of these characters are shown on the left, and the new cosmetic upgrades are shown on the right. We can see Viconia here has got some lipstick and a little bit more definition on her face, some shiny eyes, and a cool crown. We also have this guy. I don't know any of their names besides Viconia, but he's got a cool helmet. We've got some characters that are wearing slightly different clothes, different hairstyles, different circlets, a bunch of different cool things like that. This guy's got a little bit of a color change. This dwarf guy is wearing some different armor. We've got she is wearing a cool new circlet and some different armor and a cool new hairstyle. We've got this Dark Justiciar who has a little bit more of a darker color palette for his armor. This guy is wearing a mask and has slightly different colors on all of his clothing. We've got some other tattoos on some of these characters. We've got some different outfits and different coloring to him. I really like the way that this looks, and it really gives an interesting vibe. As if Shar's followers didn't already look insanely good, this mod makes them all look even spookier and more foreboding. Oh, and we have Shadowheart's friend here. She's got a little bit of a different haircut. She's got a circlet and a different outfit on. And oh, that's Viconia. Oh, that's a very close. That's a very wide-angle shot. Hello! But that is a wrap on this week's mod showcase. Links to these mods are in the description, so go ahead and check them out, show the creators some love, and let me know in the comments which one you're downloading first. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, preferably one from Bells of Faerun. And don't forget to join the Discord if you want to come hang out with the coolest Baldur's Gate 3 fans on the planet. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.